Tonight, we're giving you yet another perspective showing the storm's true power. This is the view from our drone right now. You can see the damage there. The house there is just flattened like a pancake. You can see that backside basically on the ground. Part of another home collapsed. Just look at where the roof ended up right there. It was off to the side. Down the street, the second floor sheared right off of that building there, just lifted right off and pancaked down. You know, there's damage pretty much everywhere you look in this Barnsdall neighborhood, and it's been a long day of cleanup all across Osage County. In fact, a crew from the National Weather Service was also busy out assessing the damage to rate the tornado's power and provide some science-based solutions for the future. 2 News Oklahoma's Brodie Myers shows us how.
Most people in Barnsdall say these sights are rare.
I'm 39 years old and I don't remember ever there being a tornado here.
When the storms passed, night fell over the town, making it hard to see the full picture. But there was enough to tell part of the story.
Well, they said, let's go to the shelter. I said, I'm going to stay right here with my dog. No, you ain't. You're going to the shelter. So I went to the shelter.
Are you glad you did?
Well, yeah, now I am.
2 people from the National Weather Service found the entire story, traveling along the path of the storm, taking note of everything.
We only traveled about 2.5 miles an hour if you take us from the very beginning to the end. Obviously, we're driving 30, 40, maybe highway mile speed in between places, but to actually stop, make assessments, look around, maybe talk to a few individuals, it's a pretty slow process.
Steve Piltz is the meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service's Tulsa office. The crew he directs might have spoke with Ron Price, who had damage to an old barn.
That's over 100 years.
And that's part of what they account. It's not an exact science. Crews consider age, structural integrity, and the path of the storm. A survey crew will also stop at places like this one in Delaware, where the damage might not be as impressive, but it's all part of a bigger puzzle.
We want to make a complete picture that we can compare against the radar, and that has scientific value.
The survey checks several boxes. For one, rating the strength of the tornado. For another, offering tips on new construction for engineers. The objective
is as much scientific as anything.
Now, we had meteorologists in the field and here in the Weather Center tracking the storm as it tore through Osage County. I'm here with Chief Meteorologist Michael Sager. Michael, I spoke with the National Weather Service, and it looks like they determined in Winona there was an EF1 tornado, but it's a little unclear if that made it all the way up to Barnsdall.
Yeah, it's likely that that is the case, but until they have completed the survey, they are not sure if perhaps a new circulation formed, that one had finished, and you have maybe perhaps a new tornado that would go up into Barnsdall. But we do have the one confirmed, as you were mentioning, an EF1 tornado. By the way, EF1, 86 to 110 mile per hour winds, and that has been confirmed south and east of Winona. That track did go off to the north and east toward Barnsdall, and we have not heard yet from the National Weather Service and updated on that potential damage in Barnsdall, but as soon as we get that, we will certainly update that.
So, you know, we're speaking to the people who were out there after the fact. You yesterday were in the fact. You were out there chasing. What are some things that you're looking for, keeping an eye on as you're in the truck storm chasing?
Well, one of the things that's very beneficial with Doppler radar is you can basically get a look at what the objects are, not necessarily knowing specifically what they are, but are they meteorological or are they something else? So one of the things we look at, let's first look at velocity data. So red is air moving away from the radar site, and that radar site would be just off screen to the bottom and right. And green is moving toward the radar site, and you can see where they're really tightly packed there just to the east of Winona. So that's a good indication that we've got rotation right there. And then on top of that, you can look at the debris that we were just talking about. So that yellow blob right there to the east of Winona, that is debris. So the radar is picking up something that's not rain, that's not hail, something that is oddly shaped, that's not meteorological. And so that is how we knew that we had a confirmed tornado. When you line that up with the circulation, you know there's something going on there causing destruction and debris there near Winona. So that is definitely one of the things that we look at as we are looking at radar.
Yeah, pretty cool for that to show up, but it just shows the gravity of it and how much Barnsdall is dealing with.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Michael.